or Scorpio to Scorpio. Good morning. Um, Totally impromptu. Let's connect. Happy Saturday. Got my coffee in my comfy clothes. The rain's starting to dry up, so I was like, what better way to come back than in the comforts of a Saturday morning, new moon in Aries, eclipse, solar eclipse today. Let's do it this way. So, hi, Thomas. Let me give you guys, give it a few minutes and let people join. Again, did not plan this, right? Typical me. I'm like, okay, now seems good. We're going to follow the direction of spirit, and here we are. So I'm excited to be back. Good morning, Shatoya. I'm excited to be back. It's been a while. Good morning, Leah. I don't know how to say that, but good morning. I don't want to butcher names. I hate doing that. Um, so it's been about 2 weeks, right? Yeah, about 2 weeks since I've really been on here. And so some updates, some reading, a little reading for Scorpio this morning. Happy Saturday, Christopher. And just trying to catch up with everybody and then get the April readings out. Later on today, if you're a channel member, I will be finally. Um, oh my God, I made it on time. Good morning, Harold. Um, I will be finally doing a new moon uh, video on probably a live later on for the new moon. Good morning, Shima. Um, so if you're a channel member, check that out later on. I don't know what time. I don't have anything. I mean, life is scheduled right now, but not scheduled. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just very raw, very real. Just kind of floating right now, right? So I will say a couple things that I've had, emails. I've got most of those answered. So if you're waiting on a response back from me, do check your email. I think I only have maybe like a handful left, and then I'm all caught up. So again, my apologies for not responding. My typical turnaround time, good morning, is about 24 to 48 hours. This past 2 weeks has just not been the thing. So my apologies, but myself, I had to take some time. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. So yeah, there's that. So anyways, what else here? So a few people had asked about sending me things, and I've had quite a few of you. That's something that I'm going to work out here in the near future to provide a place for those things to come. People have asked to send different things. So give me time on that, and I will announce that at a later time. Kiddo's doing fantastic. She is doing amazing since surgery. Also, she's recovered. We have follow-up here very soon. And so all is good. So yeah, she's great. Thank you all for your prayers and wishes for her during those weeks too. That it's been a crazy month, right? A couple people asked me how I was feeling with my back and stuff. So long story short, who knew that hazard pay? No, just kidding. There's no hazard pay in this job. But I guess I've got some carpal tunnel kind of thing going on with my hand, which is part of the numbness thing, but it's separate yet. So they're checking me for Lyme's disease, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. Don't think I got it with anything, but you never know, right? So that seems to be the rib back issue. So they're getting it figured out. It's been a slow process. So overall, I'm doing much better. As you can see, space has changed, right? And it's going to remain changed, and it will uh it's better for everybody this way, right? Period. And it's been a long time coming. I do think in a separate video I will address the change in scenery, and oh, absolutely, I'll be fine. I know I will be fine. I'm too stubborn not to be fine. Scorpio, right? But I do think in a separate video, I'll talk a little bit about some I'm going to call it trials and tribulations, really, in my own personal life that have led me here. And just the way that things happen. And I'm going to say this, not because of a victim mentality, but simply because I believe, and I've said this to some of you, if you've had personals with me, that, our story is ours to share. I've never been great at talking about myself, but I've been great about talking about my experiences, because my experiences are the things that help other people, right? So to share those experiences with all of you, I think goes to show, one, we're not alone. Two, there's empathy in the world. Three, we understand each other. And four, we are able to support each other from that space. We don't have to live in it, but we, to share is a different experience. So, very, just again, very, very different place to be in. So, yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe today, maybe later. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what goes on today. I'm kind of in this very, hey, whatevs kind of feel, since everything has changed so quickly. So, but it's been good. It's a good change. I'm going to scoot you guys a little closer. All right, Scorpio, let's do a reading. It's been far too long. One thing I will say is I thought about maybe doing it yesterday, but I had some stuff happening. But I was meditating and working with spirit, and they gave me one specific statement that I was like, this isn't just for me. This is for Scorpio. This is for all of us. And I knew instantly from spirit that this was not just for me. And I wrote it down, and it says, create, not incorporate other people. I thought that was a very interesting statement. And with that, I sat with it yesterday, read it again this morning, and kept looking at some things here, and went back to it again, and it made some sense to me. When we say, when spirit says create, not incorporate, we're not walking around like gathering nuts like squirrels. Like, we're just, like, you think about, I don't know, you ever eat the same thing so often that, give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay. And one more thing. Okay. Shatoya, feel free to clean house. Okay. They're working on it early this morning. That's what I see. That's, I was like, yeah, give me a second to just clean up a couple quick things, but you have at it, girl. Anyways, this create, not incorporate. So I'm talking about, like, if you've ever eaten the same food so many days in a row, you've had leftovers and you've eaten it. You're just over it, right? Like you just want something different. Squirrels with nuts. Like, if squirrels couldn't have nuts, of all things, I don't know why this is the thing we're going with, but we are. Like, what would they eat? Berries, fruit, seeds? I don't know. Anything but nuts. I don't know. It is what it is. But that's how I feel about this create, not incorporate. Is like, we're not going to walk around and gather all these things that we're used to, right? We're not looking for nuts or whatever, or I don't know. Let's just say you're going to color something. Instead of using crayons or colored pencils, let's go get watercolors, right? Like, let's do it differently. We're not going to take things. Oh my God, this person needs to go away. I'm sorry that your life is that pathetic, that you've got nothing else to do. Go away, you jackass. Jesus fuck. Anyhow, unbelievable. Like, who's got that kind of time? Anyhow, but so, what do I want to say? So I don't know. We're gonna watercolor, right? We're gonna watercolor. We're gonna do something different, right? We're not gonna do the same old anymore. And so that's the thing, right? That's the thing, is we're not going to incorporate the same old shit. We're going to create something new, right? We're working from the magician energy, the manifesting, right? We're creating, we're alchemizing, we're putting new things together. The thing to this that I thought was interesting is it said, create, not incorporate other people. To me, you think about the people in your life as they have been for all the time, like for as long as it's been for you. Do they serve the purpose of life? Good morning, Marilyn. Hey, you want to give, I was already on my phone, so I couldn't message. You want to give Shatoya a hand and clean some house here. We got some bots being some stupid asses this morning, and I'm just, fuck them, right? Right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Clean house, girls. All right. Anyhow, I just hate it for all of you. They're bots, Christy. They're bots, and they got nothing better to do this morning. Like, I don't know who's got that kind of time in their life. Like, no. Anyhow, but this incorporating other people, right? This incorporating other people kind of thing, um, is like, I don't want to put this. The other people are not the people that have been around since the beginning of time in your life. And it's creating things. Like, you think about if you're painting and you decide to paint a tree in that picture. What does that tree look like? I mean, you could hundreds, right? Maybe thousands of different types of tree. You want to do bamboo, you want to do a money tree, you want to do an oak, you want to do a mimosa, right? Like, all the trees that you could pick. What's going to fit perfectly in that painting? And I'm going to tell you, like, when you're picking people, right? Creating the people, it's envisioning, right? We're under this new moon, so this is new, right? We're creating a new life. We're creating a new world. I've had people come in to my business in years past, and they're like, I really want this person in my life. What spell can I do? What herbs can I use? What candle can I write on? All that stuff. And I'm like, don't attach it to a person, right? I don't care if it's a partner in life. It's what you think your kids will look like when they come into this world. What your pool boy might look like. I don't know, whatever, right? Don't attach it to a person. Attach it to what you want in your life, right? Attach it to the things that you want it to be like. And so I don't know, so many people are like, I ever see those Facebook groups too. I don't know if you belong to any of these, but they're like, it's like, are we dating the same person kind of thing? It's great for people watching, I'm not gonna lie. I am that person. But then it's like, it's kind of sad though. Like, it's the same people over and over again that are in there going, oh, I dated this guy. Oh, I dated that guy. I dated that girl. And it's all the same. It's all the same people, right? Um, are you attaching a desire to something that looks physically appealing? Um, or are you attaching it to what feels good at the heart space, right? We're opening up to the heart level at this point too. Like, we've reached a conclusion, Spirit is saying, of the material realm. Now it's a pivot point. And oh my God, I think it's funny. You know what, Terry? They have money trees. They're literally called money trees. And I didn't, I was always under the understanding that bamboo was, no, it is for good luck and prosperity and money and all of those things. But there's actually a tree, and I can't think of the word, but they do twist. You know what, Jenny? I have no idea. No idea. These people are wild this morning. Um, and I don't even know. It's Saturday. It's eclipse energy, right? We were in Mercury retrograde. Add that to the mix. We got Venus retrograde. If things were just chill and relaxed and normal, I would be like, hey, what's wrong with the world? But they're all being crazy, so I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And I'm all over the place myself, so whatever. Good morning, Justin. From sunny Arizona. Sunny Arizona. It's pretty early there. A couple hours behind me. Anyhow, I don't know. It's the manifesting, right, is about this: create, not incorporate other people. Start to paint the picture that you want, what you want, not what you don't want, not what looks good on paper, what feels good at a soul level is the point, right? That's the point. And stick with it. Hello, Melissa. How are you? So I don't know. Just keep that in mind. Take that, create, right. The past 2 weeks, I'm curious. Can I get I don't know, a little heart emoji in the comments for everybody in the past 2 weeks that your life is not at all the same as it was 2 weeks ago today. Right? These 2 weeks have been crazy. Look at all this. It's craziness. You know what, Andy? Jesus, oh sweet baby Jesus, literally. Don't come here with your shit. Like, we could talk Jesus all day. I grew up in church. Everything is very, very, very different. And it is a world in which I don't know. Like, right, these eclipses will come in and they switch shit up. You know, I heard someone saying like the feeling of the eclipse could last 6 months. That leads us into the next eclipse season in what, like October, November. You could call eclipse season tower moments, but it's stuff that needs to happen. Like, I can tell you in the past 2 weeks, if the things that didn't happen leading up to this season, the eclipse season, I would not be where I am right now. And I am in such a peaceful place. Like, I'm so unbothered by most things right now on a personal level that I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm learning a lot about myself, and I imagine that all of you are as well, right? Like, as these changes are happening and it's almost like you stepped out of the twilight zone into something else, some other new reality, right? The paradigm shift. And you're realizing how different life looks, and you're not the same as you were 2 weeks ago. It's like, how the hell does all this happen so fast and change? Like, boom, like that instantly, right? It's wild. It's a wild feeling. So, oh, he's got the Riz. You know, I'm not too up on the what do they call those? The slang, right? The slang. Oh my God, Riz, get a Marilyn. I don't know. I think Marilyn and Shatoya got it, but I just won't. But anyhow, let's get into a reading. Let's dive in to something. Scorpio. What do we need today, Scorpio? I don't know. Spirit just said, tell them how it's going to be. I don't know what that means. Hello, Eva. 7:13 a.m. Yeah, oh, there's something else I wanted to tell you. Okay. I feel like I'm catching up with my best friends I haven't talked to in weeks. So I was out at a park the other day. It's been a few days ago now. And I'm going to tell you, like, you know, I say, like, I don't necessarily believe in black magic and all the things, right? I was never a big believer in what I would call fairies, right? Like, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm going to throw this out there because I think we need to have these open discussions about all the things. But there's a little fairy kind of thing that they did on a trail not far from me. And I was out walking, took just a quick lap around for something to do as I was waiting for some other things. And the fairy stuff was gone. Like, it was all gone. Like, everything had changed and it was winter here and all that stuff. And I seen these little, I don't know what they're called. But do you remember in the early 90s, I think it was, there was those fairies and they were on a little base and you would pull the thing or the cord or whatever it was and they would take off and they would fly and do, right? And then they would land. It was every parent's worst nightmare that their kid wanted one of those things because who knew what lamp it was going to hit, what wall it was going to ding, right? But every little girl wanted the fairy, right? And they wanted the little fairy that you would pull the string or hit the button and it would, you know, fly off into whatever. And so there's these little flower things, right? There's a creek where I was walking and there's these little flower things and they literally looked like, yeah, right, Marilyn, you know what I'm talking about? Like, they were like the little fairy, like they look like ballerinas, but fairy wings and they spun. But there were these little flowers and they looked like the dandelions when they become puffy. I don't know what the technical names for any of these things are. You remember the fairies? Okay, cool. So you all are following me. Fantastic. So um, they looked like dandelions that were very super tiny, with the white puffy things, whatever the puffy things are called. I don't know. This is the quirks of Nicole, right? This is the quirks of this channel. Um, but I was walking and I just seen all of these very tiny white puffy things with that stem just flying, like just this whole, like it was almost like a cloud of them come down over sky dancers. That's what they were. Yes, that's it. But they came down as I was walking and they went right over top of me, like over me, right? They just went over me and across me and into this little creek. And I just heard all of a sudden, "You've been glistened." And I was like, huh? What the hell does that mean? I've been glistened? So I finished my, it was cool. Like after that little rush of those came through, I felt more connected to the rocks and the plants and the dead leaves and like all of the scene, right? The entire scene as I was walking. And I was just like, wow, like this big, I don't know, it was like peace came over me. And so when I got to a point and I sat down and I was looking, I was like, what does it mean? Like, is there some specific meaning that says you have been glistened? Like what world does that live in, you know? And let's get married. Ha ha ha. I'd chew you up and spit you out. Just saying. Anyhow, um, if you're gonna have fun, I'm gonna have fun too. So I was like, what world does glistening happen? And I sat down and it talked like it had it broken down about fairies, like what it means to be glistened and what it means to um like all of this stuff. And it was the coolest thing that I'm like, Marilyn, he was in love. We were one from another life, right? How dare you delete him? Fools. Anyhow, Leah. Thank you. So, I don't know. Like I was like, who, what does this pertain to? And I was like, it was like to be cared for, supported, enchanted. Enchanted was another word. Like all of the fairy realm kind of things that I'm gonna be honest, I've never been super like, ooh, that's my thing. And maybe it's that Scorpio side of me because I've got a lot of like darker energy in my chart or what could be construed that way, right? So all of that like make believe. I don't want to say make believe. That sounds kind of like a jerk. Pardon me, chaplet. I don't know, just that sort of realm has never really spoke to me before. But good morning. But I don't know, it caught me. It caught me by surprise. Ethereal. There we go. That'll work. Christy, that'll work. Um, you don't know. You have no idea. Oh, and I just want to say too, shout out. Scorpio, we've always got stalkers out there. Hi to mine. Fairies can be on the darker side. They probably can be. I mean, from what I know, they're so like glistening and glittery. There we go. Sparkly, all that stuff. It's very bright and beautiful. It just seems so sweet. See, Earth Angels Tarot. Welcome. Hello. Right? Like it's neat. There's something happening, guys. The reason I even bring this up, there is something happening that and I had to laugh too on that note because I did that video the other day outside. And then I was on YouTube just kind of scrolling around looking for something for myself as I was getting some other things accomplished. I just wanted to, I always listen to things, right? Whether they're informational or spiritual, like I'm always taking in more. And 21:21 on the clock. I love it. And right after like I had done that video outside, all of a sudden I seen a couple other ones that are not typically outside. Interesting. So I don't know. I think there's something definitely going on. I feel it, right? Not think, I feel it. Um, I'm working on the internet stuff here. So if it is pixelated, I apologize and hopefully it comes back on. I read my Bible. I've learned a lot from the Bible. I've learned a lot from man telling me what I should do, but thank you. Hopefully it straightens out. Not a whole lot I can do here right now. Tried a new provider. We'll see how it goes. I'm not super impressed. So bear with me. Anyways, I'm happy to be back. I've missed this. I really have, but I needed that time. I really needed that time. I needed that time more than I realized. So yeah, about the fairies. Like, I don't know. Maybe fairies are real. Aliens are real, right? Dinosaurs are real. All the things are real. Is anybody else besides Dan having problems? Let me know. We are in Mercury retrograde and we are in Venus retrograde. We are in Venus retrograde, I believe, until April 17th. Mercury goes 3 weeks. We just went into it, a week and a half ago, maybe? Maybe, I don't even know. I've lost track of time. Okay. Yeah. So, it's been kind of stormy here, cloudy. Sometimes that affects it. It's supposed to clear up. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, my Wi-Fi. I'm not super. When you were talking about the. Do you mean it? Okay. Dan, me moving the damn phone is not going to change anything. I can tell you that. So it's cloudy here. It's the weather. So it is where it is right now. So I'm not moving the phone. I can't. Okay. All right, guys. Scorpio, what's going on? All right. For Scorpio spirit, what do they need to know? Nothingness. We are gathering, spirit. We are gathering from a place of nothingness. Scorpio, I've got the biggest rush of energy and this biggest rush of like the chills. Like my face feels it, my arms feel it, my chest feels it. Look at this. Nothingness. I talked about those roses for you a couple of weeks ago, right? There you go again. There you go again. Passionate love, thorns, short. Scorpio, spirit is saying for some of you could be a little short fused right now as well. This is a big, they say like a rose between two thorns, right? This last card is loss of control. And that's literally how, you look at this, there's nothing. You've got this bright red, vibrant color, and then it's gray again, right? It's the energy I'm telling you, people, and some good vibes to her. The rose between two thorns, Scorpio, this is like you leaving that past, right? All the things. It's dead, it's done, it's over with, right? We've said this so much for Scorpio, but this is like an erasure of closure of it's like a final curtain call, Scorpio. The energy that comes in, like, I don't even know how to explain how pumped it feels in my body right now. I haven't had chills like this or the goosebumps or whatever, the confirmation from spirit, the way I have it right now. We are either opening our eyes in this time or we are closing them because we don't want to see. And Scorpios, if people want to call me biased, then just do the damn thing, right? Adam, hey, how's it going? If you want to call me biased, then call me biased. I don't give a shit. Over the 34 years that I have connected with spirit in my life, what I have seen more than anything, and I'm going to say since the pandemic, is the difference between Scorpio and the other signs. And I don't mean this in a negative way. And I think I may have said something similar to this in the past. When we talk about the 144,000, right, that rose, that marched in, who made change, and this guy in the Bible, right? Let's go there. Um, Scorpio, I feel like a large part of those, whether you're a Scorpio rising, a Scorpio moon, a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio whatever, Venus, um, birds are here, hear 'em. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you're carrying this energy. Some of you could have spirit multiple Scorpio placements in your chart. You may not be a Scorpio sun, but because of the empowerment in the other placements and the amount of it that you carry in your chart is your clear picture in places. Yes, stelliums. Thank you. There's the word. I'm lacking in words today. That energy is the carrier for you, right? So if you feel like oftentimes you can listen to a Scorpio reading and you connect with that, regardless of your actual sun sign, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. But when we talk, like, there is no other sign. And I had this conversation a couple weeks ago with a client. I don't think there's any other sign meant to push us through dark nights of the soul, turbulent times, whether it's government based or soul based or spiritual based or family based or whatever the situation may have been, that can lead the way like a Scorpio. And I don't mean any slight to any other sign, because Virgo, they're great at practicality. You've got Taurus, they're real good with comforts of home, right? Libra, they want things to be fair and balanced, right? We all have that strength. But Scorpio's strength is to transmute energy. Sitting pretty as a picture, right, in that rose, in between this nothingness and this loss of control. The world, Scorpio, the world is getting ready to lose control. I see it already, right? I mean, I've told you all for a long time, let go of the news, right? Like, don't watch the news. Don't pay attention to that shit. And when I say to you, don't look at it, don't watch it, don't pay attention to it, it doesn't mean don't be aware. I want to make this clear. There's a difference of being aware as to what's going on around you and then being emotionally open and sucking it in, right? There's a difference in that. So understand, like, it's like you can sit next to a person who is sad and be empathetic, but you don't take on their feelings as your own. You can see what's going on out in the world, but don't take it on in the fear mongering that a lot of things, they try to make you feel that way, right? The news and whatnot. I agree. Hey, and don't let it take you down. Absolutely. So that's what I mean. Like, you do need to be aware, right? And this look for, right? And, I said to some of you, like, I had like a second job for a while, and I would go out and, like, I always said it kept me humble. It kept me here doing this with all of you. And then I would go out into like the physical world and go do this job a couple of days here and there, to remind me about problems of other people. And not that they were, I'm going to call it third world problems. Like, my steak wasn't done good enough, or, I don't like how they planted those flowers at the community, whatever, and I'm going to go bitch about it. Like, stupid shit, right? Like, you know what? Just be thankful. That kind of thing. And that's what this loss of control card feels like to me. Reckless, derailment, speeding, somebody being stupid. The world around us being stupid is they don't think, they're spirit, thank you. They're reacting. They're reacting to the things they hear. Scorpios are going to be fine and dandy. I don't know. This is a spirit saying this is petty. I want to see here. We're going to use the Archetypes deck, Kim Krams. And I also, here's the chit chat of their problems humbles you. Yeah, it's like, really, that's the worst thing that happened today. Right. I was looking this morning. I have all, like, I don't even have all my cards unpacked, but I've got a ton of stuff sitting here, and just the ones that I typically tend to lean on. Gosh, the decks, you see that little basket back there? It's a lot bigger than what looks there, but I'm like, oh my gosh, the cards that I have, the self. Spirit saying self-discovery, Scorpio. This is about going within. This is about going within. The comic. Scorpio, you could be, this is going to sound maybe a little cruel in one way, the eternal child, the one, the mentor. Owls. Owls could be of significance. I was reading something this morning for other purposes, but they talked about owls, that we need, build a box. I guess, I don't know if you can buy them. I'm sure you probably can, for owls. Owls will be the protectors of your space. Thank you, people, right? Like it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's bots again. If you're going to be here and troll, at least like it, right? Just like the damn. You know, I'm a big Jason Aldean fan. I've always loved him. My sister's always like, what in the hell? I'm like, I like him. Sorry. I've always been a big fan. And Z Erzol, you said something about We Back. He has a song, and Spirit instantly took me to that We Back. And I heard we back in the saddle. We're back in the saddle. So that could be of importance to somebody. Eva, yes, we can all love. And Tauruses and Scorpios can be a very beautiful union, but I will also tell you from personal experiences, Taurus and Scorpio, if it's good, it's heaven on earth. If it's bad, it's hell. I mean, the epitome of all hell. Hell is not necessarily a place. It is the, it's here on earth. Right? Owls of significance. Yes, owls of significance, the mentor. Scorpio, you're likely coming into a time of mentorship. So whether this is through your work, this is through your children, this could be through Spirit saying community and schools. This could be, just like I just said about the other job that I was doing, here and there. I would go in to this place, and some people, they just came in to basically have someone to talk to. They were trying to get out. Hi, Bodil. Oh, I love that, Jenny. And I enjoyed those people the most because they were just trying to find a place to go to connect with other people. They were just lonely. They sought human connection. And then you had other people who were just assholes. Truly just assholes. Scorpio, I feel like you have learned so much. The 6 I could say to you most often, like the 6 of Cups, the past. It's not about the past anymore, Scorps. It's about what you've learned from the past. What have you learned? Well, Leah, even if it was the pigeons, I heard. So is it somebody was talking about, because I've got the parakeets, right? And somebody said something. It's like there's a few people here helping me with something, and one of them was a kid, and they said about talking about the owls. Like, I'm going to veer off here for a second. About Ozzy Osbourne and we were debating. We couldn't remember if it was a parakeet or not a parakeet, a dove or a pigeon that Ozzy had bitten the head off of the bird. Or whatever that was, he became infamously known for being crazy. And we were talking about that. We thought it was a pigeon. So when you said about pigeon, it was actually pigeons. So I had to kind of chuckle at that. It made me think of that. God, that's so demented. Hold on a minute. I got to go back to what you said. Goodness. But the owl. There we go. But the owl. Owls are important right now. And you think of owls are wisdom. Right? They're watchers in the night. They come alive at night. They're very quiet during the day. Or was it a bat? MF and bat. It could have been a bat. I couldn't remember. We were talking about doves and pigeons, and maybe it was a bat. I can't remember. That was I don't. Bless his soul. Was it a bat? I said see what we were debating was wrong anyhow. We never did look it up to see. We were just like, was it a parakeet? No, we knew it wasn't a parakeet. Or like a dove, a pigeon. It was a bat. I'm going to have to fill in everybody. It was a bat, damn it. Which is funny as you say that, because here where we are now, there was bats flying around the other night. And I thought that was interesting because I haven't seen bats in a while. So think about, we're in this space of Aquarius, right? Pluto and Aquarius is air energy. Bats, owls, birds, whatever. Um, he did not. Fair enough. You never know, right? Um, the time of air, right? It's thinking. It's becoming clear. It's coming out of this fog that we've been in. Um, is it's been a lot with this eclipse, the retrograde. It's Mars, Mercury, Venus. A lot of things closing out of Pisces, moving into Aries, new beginning. If we're talking about Ozzy, so it was a dove, Adam. Okay, we are talking about Ozzy Osbourne, so it was a dove. Okay, so he took the piece of a dove and bit its head off. That's nice. It's Mercury retrograde. That's probably the quality issue, and I'm not going to sweat it today. I'm just rolling with the message, and what you hear, I guess, is what you're meant to hear. Like, I don't know what else to say to that at this point. Like, I'm not fighting with technology today. Scorpio, point here. The comic, the one, the eternal child, and the reverse, the self. Being aware of how out of touch some people may be with themselves. You've learned the owl is wise. The owl has learned. Spirit, the owl has colored with the owl has colored with oh my gosh. The owl has painted with the colors of the rainbow. Holy crap, what a mouthful they were giving me. Why is it coming out that way? As I say that, look here. I don't know why I stumbled so hard to say that, but check this out. He said the owl colored with the colors of the rainbow, right? There's the owl, okay? Check this out. I didn't even realize this until just now. The eternal child, look at all the colors, right? The comet coming out sideways, look at all the colors. You see that? And look at this, the self. Look at all the colors and look at the darkness of the one. These are people, Scorpio, who have not, there's the duality, the light, the dark, as we talked about that. Do they not know who they are? Do they not, they're making a choice, a conscious choice, Scorpio. I have said this to you for some time now. I got the chills. Oh my gosh. You were to be the observer. And a lot of things in your life are still happening. Your life doesn't stop when you are the observer to all the shit around you. You are most likely going through this personal transformation. Maybe it's in your job. It's internal. It's finding solace. It's finding peace. Maybe you've changed jobs, cars, places, whatever, right? There could be all kinds of stuff. And maybe it's a way of being. Maybe it's a habit, right? Maybe it's a pattern. Maybe it's a way of thinking. Born to learn, yes. Solar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, all the things. What the hell, right? Like, talk about throwing it all to us at once. But it's been crazy, right? It's a craziness that is happening. You are an observer, and while you're an observer, your world is personally changing. And thank you, Leah. True story. Oh my gosh, talk about what in the hell? I remember saying this, I think, to you guys not long ago. There was in the Disney version of Pocahontas, it was the colors of the wind. Was it Vanessa Williams that sang it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The colors of the wind. But then I'm also hearing people passing by, and I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Like, I'm getting both of those songs mixed in a weird frequency, but from spirit. Of colors of the wind and so pretty and so bright of It's a Wonderful World. pay attention. I talked about that glitter. Not everything that glitters is golden, Scorpio. How people present themselves. It's not always as golden as you would like it to be. It's not always as brilliantly bright. Hello. Hello from India. What are you looking for, Scorpio? What are you feeling in tune, Spirit? What are you feeling in tune to investigate? There's something here that you're not quite. I don't know if you feel like somebody's not giving you the factual information in which you need. And it's funny, look for addiction and depravity. You could be telling, I don't know. Some of you could be telling somebody they need to isolate, maybe and when I say isolate, I don't mean like, board themselves up in their house, but they need to take a time out for themselves. And this could be something that you've experienced. So it's like, like when you need to like disconnect from certain people or certain things. So what that feels like, what that looks like. You may be giving that advice. Because I feel like you're looking for something. You see something, but yet there's something else that you're not seeing. What is it that Scorpio is not seeing? Scorpio, there are people looking for you, is what I just heard from Spirit. King of Swords. I talked about that air energy. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. I said, not everything that glitters is gold, Scorpio. And Seven of Cups. We can't get away from the Seven of Cups energy right now. Partnerships, people that you've been close to. You're working towards something that's ethical, fair, and just. And, other people could be feeling some kind of way because you seem to be disconnecting from the normal routines of things. Like, I don't know. I said pattern behavior, right? Maybe, I don't know, whatever the example might be. Every Friday you went and did whatever with whoever. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm going to stay at home, read a book. Or, hey, I'm going to go here and there instead of to our normal. Like, I'm ready for something new. It's funny. I said, you could be telling someone to isolate too. Check this out. Maybe you're telling yourself. On this card, it literally says isolated. It's hard to see. Can't quite focus. But anyhow, it says isolated. You get the hint. The self, Nine of Pentacles, is the self, doing things for yourself. You could be spending even for yourself, like telling yourself, like, not to necessarily isolate, but just taking time for yourself at this point. Because there's things that you're picking through as to who you want. I said there was a collaborative thing, right? Or create, not incorporate other people. Look at this. Seven of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. This is self-love. This Ace of Cups is self-love and nurturing, where you haven't been able to do that, right? You've maybe put something on the back burner for other people. What does this mean long-term for Scorpio? Spirit says this is going to be a short message in regards to the message itself, but it's to the point. It's to the point, Scorpio. The Devil. What is this? Why? Three of Swords. Oh gosh, Scorpio, whatever this is, has left you disappointed time and again. From the news to the people. You see the burdens. Vice and restrictions. What is this? You've gone from the Knight of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, Scorpio. There's still something you're not, when I say to you, like, there's something you're not seeing, I'm like, Spirit, what is Scorpio not seeing? There's still something in that you're not seeing. And that sounds so weird. I heard something the other day about talking about solidarity. And I found the Hermit energies come out a lot in some of the readings that I've done, just in general, not so much for myself and obviously not on YouTube, but just to pull some cards to see what's kind of, I guess, I keep my feelers out there, you could say. And I'm doing well. And no, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. But it's like, you've got something else. You've got something else happening here. There's something else happening here. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what deck I want to use. There's something of, listen, if you're used to like waiting on something or somebody, stop waiting for the same shit. If you're not happy, stop waiting for the same shit. If you're not, like, Scorpio, you know better. You know better, right? You know better than to wait around on this. Hold on. Where is... Oh, Spirit. Like, I know they're serious now. There's a deck here that I never really use. Spirit, what's going on for the collective of Scorpio? It's about you, Scorpio. You've moved on. Holy... The Sage. I don't even think they make these cards anymore. The Mentor and the Sage, Scorpio. You and a 9. It breaks down to a 9 and a 4. 31 could be important. 35 could be important. Those time frames for you could have been a rite of passage, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Listen, we Scorpios have much bullshit as any other sign. It doesn't matter. And I don't do religion. Religion's for fools. Like, I don't do made up, put me in a box religion. I am me. How's that for an answer? This is... Scorpio, this is the rite of passage. Like, you know, when we talk, speaking of religion, let's use that as an example. We get taught, like, you die, it's heaven or hell, right? Most cases. Right? I love it. Love is my religion. People ask me, where do you go to church? I'm like, outside. Nature is my church. That's always my answer. I had a furniture salesman not long ago say, oh, what church do you go to? I'm like, outside. And they just looked at me, and I'm like, oh, like, well, my church is blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that's fantastic. You want to meet me in nature sometime? They didn't know what to say to me. It's a little different when the roles are reversed, aren't it? It's just one of those things. Aaliyah. Have a wonderful day, Aaliyah. Thank you so much for stopping in and seeing us here. This whole thing, Scorpio, of, what do I want to call this? Look at this. There's the devil again, and the 3s. Look at this, Scorps. The devil and the 3 behind that sage. The sun, the beauty. You talk about personal boundaries. Some of this may pertain to masculine figures in your life, father figures in your life. They were like pests. They were like parasites, right? They were all of the things. This rite of passage, Scorpio, you've paved the way in it. And I know I got sidetracked. I was going to say something else and I forget now, but you've broken the vices and the chains. Like, you're sitting with your own thorns, right? That rose, the thorns, you're sitting with your own thorns. This is taking accountability for your own shit. This is going to change the way you love and live. It's going to be very, very different. Hello, Brazil. Welcome. The masculine traits. Some of you, you know, we talk about that masculine and the feminine energies. The masculine didn't do a whole lot for a while. There's something about that, right? There's something about that. I don't know. Let's see. What else for Scorpio Spirit? Look at that. You can't make it up. The father. The cave. The masculines that you're dealing with in your life, those that are sitting in their masculine energies, they don't know what to do. They've hunkered down. They don't know how to get to literally. They don't know how to get to what is balanced for them. They don't know how you got away, Scorpio. So this doesn't have to be a man, right? This can be any gender. This is the energy in which they're sitting in, a masculine energy. And they don't know how you've gotten away. So I would ask yourself, like, who is it in your life that you're dealing with, that whether it's your mother, maybe you've turned your back and you finally walked away after years of bullshit, or a spouse or a friend or a group. This has got group written all over it. Preach it, Adam. Preach it. This is more than that, right? This is there's groups. There could be communities, there could be places, there could be people, right? And anywhere where there was Spirit's using the word genre, right? So like, I don't know, maybe you left, crazy example, you left the goth punk rock genre and you went to country, like maybe you changed your whole musical preference. I don't know, just right as an example. But all of that's changed. And it's like, where did Scorpio go? And I don't know if you like circle back around somehow. And you're like, hi, how's it going? And they're like, where the fuck have you been? Doing my thing. Where the fuck have you been? This too, Spirit, thank you. You find out who your friends are. When you exit that group and come up MIA, I think I said this, I feel like I'm having deja vu. Then all of a sudden they're like, you see somebody at the grocery store, or just, at random, Facebook, whatever it might be. And they're like, where have you been? I haven't seen you or heard from you. And oh my God, PS, right? Mercury retrograde, people coming back from the past. But Scorpio, for you, it's not, will people come back from the past? Sure. It's what they do. They're reminiscing. But for you, it's not about the past. It's about what you've learned during that time frame. It's not the same. Right? They're looking at you and going, well, geez, things are a little different since Scorpio isn't here. Right? Things are, that thing that Scorpio would always do hasn't been done. Where'd you go? It's funny, Scorpio. And it's, when I talk about the isolation, I think that there are people, thank you, Spirit. There are people in situations that you are picking up on, right? Thank you, Alan. That you may see a part of your old self in these people, right? Or this person, and go, if they could just understand this, and this, then they could change their life in so many ways. And it's almost like you feel your stomach may churn a little bit for them. Like, oh, I remember that feeling. I remember feeling helpless. But you also know that this journey for these people is their journey. And in that, Scorpio, it's going back to an internal you, because through these external experiences that you're having, and thank you, Spirit, for pulling this all together finally, you're able to look at this and go, I've been there. I remember that feeling. I remember that look in my eye. I remember when I said those words, even though I said it this way, that this is what it actually meant. Right? How much have I changed? And you see people in this light of how much they don't know yet. Scorpio, I don't give, Spirit, thank you. Church, it doesn't matter if it's church, it's work, it's groups. You may have a group, I don't know, let's just say, at your job, you've got, thank you, Donald, so very much. I appreciate all of you that make donations. You don't realize how much that helps keep me here doing this as I do. So thank you for that very, very much, sincerely. That you might work with a group of 100 people, right? But there's that one person that you can relate to, that you're like, their soul, my soul, right? Like you understand why they said what they said. You remember a feeling or a look, because at some point that was also you, right? You get it. However, there's still that 99 other people, right? That um just they're there. They're kind of floating around in the ethers, right? They're kind of hanging out in the 3D world, and they're just kind of like, and there's a bad float. There's a float where you don't know what the hell's going on. You're just like blah 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 blah. And there's the float where you're just in flow with the universe, right? And so, Tina, I'm going to say this so importantly, like I'm so hyped by this energy that's coming through. The advice that you need is to look around you, Spirit is saying, to look around you in the circumstances and the context in which other people are in. Don't use these people as words of wisdom, Spirit is saying. Look at them as the example, right? I've told you guys for months, maybe a year now, lead by example, right? Lead by example. What if you, when we're looking for, right? And here's that look for card that's been sitting at the bottom. If you're not happy, let's just use this as an example. You're not happy with the paint color in your kitchen, and you walk in the kitchen every morning to make your coffee and you're like, damn it, I hate yellow. Like, why is it yellow? It's like 1970 in here, right? Are you going to paint it, or are you waiting for someone else to paint your kitchen? Right? So finally, one weekend, you decide, I'm going to Home Depot and I'm going to get paint and I'm going to repaint my kitchen. And then you paint it a really pretty blue. And then you walk into your kitchen every day after that and you're like, oh, look, it's blue. It's different. You did something different, right? And I'm not saying that you aren't doing something right or wrong or anything like that, Tina. So please don't mistake what I'm saying to you. But I'm saying even collectively for everybody in here, that if we're not happy with where we are, what are we doing to change it, right? Nobody's got control over your circumstances like you do. You know, it's a choice too. I mean, and there are things obviously that we cannot control. We have no control over. Give it to God. And I'd seen someone had said to you, look, Dobbit A, look up, Tina, hands to the heavens, surrender it. God, I give it to you. Spirit, I give it to you. Angels, I give it to you. Ancestors, I give it to you. It's not for me anymore. So whatever you put your faith into, give it away. Give it to something else. Not for you. It's not for you to hold in here. Okay? It's not for you to hold in here. The point of it is, those 100 people, right? Like, look around you because they're showing you some sort of example. You be the one to lead by the example. And I think you have. This is why you're sitting in this mentor and sage energy, right? You've learned a lot. Are you still going to learn? Absolutely. You ain't done yet. Don't even think for a second that you're done yet. But this chapter has closed. And there you go. There you go. Thank you, David. So with that, the Serenity Prayer is actually hanging, hold on, right out there. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And as you got to see my gray hair, you're welcome. But I've literally got it hanging right over there. That's by far one of my favorite prayers. So yeah, give it to God. Give it to the angels. Give it to whomever. Whatever. Hell, give it to the dog. I don't care. Just anywhere but there, right? Let go of control. Release. So very, very important with that. But these people, back to these people are the example for you, Tina, and to all, not just Tina, to all of us, myself included, that this is what it looks like. You know, I've said it before, if we don't evolve, but these people are people who, you could say, have lost their way. They don't understand, like, they want something so bad, right? They want something so bad, but they don't want to put in the work. They don't know how you're happy, but they also haven't sat with themselves, right? They haven't sat with the distorted parts of themselves to work through that, to find that internal peace. And Scorpio, you have come into yourself. You're okay with sitting. Thank you, Adam. They need dyed. My wisdom needs dyed. Anyhow, it's been a minute. I do try to cover up my roots and keep this very young appearance. No, I'm just kidding. Being silly. But I found my first one at 22. Actually, a lady that I worked with at the time, she's like, Nicole, come here. We went into the bathroom and we were looking in the mirror and she goes, do you see that? And I said, oh my God, it was a gray hair. Where did that, it was literally just sticking up like alfalfa. It was awful. I remember crying. I was so upset. Now there's a rainbow of them. Earned highlights. That's it. My wisdom streaks. Anyhow. Um, but this is, you are the wise old owl. You've learned a lot. And thank you. And thank you all. You're all so sweet. I love you all. I'm always just making jokes just because, and you guys are awesome. But this is about those masculine energies. Masculines tend to take control, right? They take control. They're about control, and the feminine is about love, right? And that's where we open up to new things. It's where we open up, right? So let's see, what is it for Scorpio though? Is they're watching these they're highlighting Scorpio. It's about the change. Look, you see that net? You think about it. The nets that we throw into the bottom of the ocean and whatnot, and pardon me, I'm in my jammy pants so comfortably. When we go fishing, we throw the nets in, right? And not only do we get the fish, right? We might get some seaweed, we might get some frogs, we might get some mud, we might get some things, right? It's your job to sift through it. Scorpio, the next 3 weeks per Spirit, thank you Spirit, is for you to sift. Sift through what feels good. Sift through what feels right. You get to, I said, what was it that I said? The incorporate people, right? Create, not incorporate people. You get to sift through the people in your life. You get to decide what role they play. You lead the way in your life. I love that, Deborah. I love that. It is bitter. It's been a bittersweet thing. It has been bittersweet. But you're going to start to make choices of people. And they're going to know where they fit in your life, and you're going to figure it out. And some of you, Spirit is saying, you're going to have different communities in your life. And I think the way that sounds to me is kind of like work and home, family. Your family circle could shrink. Spirit's saying it's necessary. What's the shrinkage about here, Spirit? It's the shrinkage of the family. Gravity. Some of you are just being pulled away. There's been some lies and deception. Realizing that literally that look for card just fell out. That was the one I was just trying to catch. Look for the addiction. This is cleaning up the masculine roles in your life. It could have been of addiction, right? Drugs, alcohol, obsession, toxic attachments of people. Spirit, the revelations of certain things in the coming weeks may blow you away. On a personal level. Things you thought you knew, you still don't know. It's been a Spirit. It's been a slow burn. And I don't think that it's been what I'm going to call a bad slow burn, as much as it's been like only divine timing could make certain things happen on a certain way to allow things to come out. And Scorpio, I want to remind you, per Spirit, it's not been about the dramatics that we're used to. It may come out in ways that you did not anticipate. And it could just be something that somebody says. There's no big revelation. There's no big reveal. You just hear them say something and you're like, I knew that a long time ago. But it's the idea that something is being recognized that hadn't been recognized by the external factors or circumstances or people in your life, and now it's clicking. But Spirit is also saying some of those people that may be having those realizations, even when it comes to them catching up to you, to where you've moved, like you've already crossed that threshold, um, it's still too late for them to catch up. They had a chapter, maybe 3 years, Scorps. The last, and it doesn't matter if these people, here's the kicker. It doesn't matter if these people have been a part of your life since the day you were born, okay? But there's something specific to the last 3 or 4 years. And at that point, April 4 years ago, okay, we're getting very specific. So whether this is for all of you or some of you, I don't know. April 4 years ago, whoever was in your life, so that takes us back to what, 21? That, oh, dear Lord. I might need to go back and watch this myself as I say that to you. Which spirit correlates to the next video. Okay, so hold on. Let me make a note so I don't forget to say this to you all. Okay. So when you go back to April of 21, anybody that was a part of your life from that point forward to this Aries season, Aries in April, AA. A's could be of significance too. That door has closed. It's changed. And when you look at time period, who caught on, who came in, who left, who backstabbed, who betrayed, who lied, who poisoned, who made false promises. Some of these people could still, like I said, these could be people from the day you were born, but the last 4 years specifically is about what did they do? Were they genuinely in your corner, Scorpio? I would literally make a list of the key players. Make a list of the key players in your life in the last 4 years. You might have a person or two still around, and I think even at that point, when you narrow it down to that, they're questionable. Even if they are now catching on to certain things, it's too late. When Aries season kicked in, like they were literally on a time frame. Spirit was giving them a time frame to catch on. Scorpio, you could have said things to this person, these people, and tried to like lead the way, right? You were leading by example in a lot of ways. It's just, were they picking up what you were laying down? Were they catching on? And they were, oh God, they were likely so damn stubborn. They just didn't want to see it your way. But now that something tremendous, Spirit, something tremendous for you has happened, whether again, it's behaviors, places, people, a job, whatever it might be. Now that they see it and they've acknowledged, they've said something that has got your attention. And you're like, yeah, I've known that for a long time, but you're just now seeing it. It's too late. It's too late. You're sifting. You're sifting through the rubble, Scorpio. You're sifting through the people. And I think you're ready for new faces. I think you're ready for new players. I think you're ready. And when I say players, I don't mean in a negative sense. Those players for Scorpio in the future are people that have also carried some burdens, right? These are people that know exactly the journey that you've been on, and look at that, the Tower, Aries season. It's like other people have been down the same journey as you. They get it, right? They're going to understand what it is to deal with devils, what it is to deal with sneaky people. What comes new for Scorpio? Six of Pentacles. I heard from the Six of Pentacles, we rise. Knight of Cups. I heard the term suspiciously, though. We rise suspiciously. Three of Swords. Because we've learned not to trust. We've been hurt, right? We've been hurt by other people. So, like, are you going to breadcrumb? Are you going to show up as those people from the last 4 years have shown up as well? Ace of Wands, there's new conviction here. Aries. I said Aries, right? There it is. The Chariot. We ride at dawn, right? We ride at dawn. Ten of Cups. Scorpio, Ace of Wands, the Chariot, Ten of Cups. Moving forward, it leads to your happiness. This is very, very different for you moving forward. You are building long-lasting love, connections, people that are going to matter. Right now, you just need to be a key player in your own life. It's not about anybody else. It's to be a key player in your own life. So that's the important thing here. I don't know. I feel like I need to leave it there. Spirit is saying to leave it there, and I'm going to leave it there. What I will say to you is I will go back here. I don't even, what time is it here? Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's early here. I need to charge my phone though. So if you are not a channel member, join the spiritual healing series and higher, because that's where the majority of the videos that I post go to in that series. You can do that by getting on the channel and going through all those things. So do check that out. What do I do with those cards? Oh, they're in front of me. Because later on I am going to do a new moon video, probably a live for that. I may jump on here in a little bit, talk about, oh, my eyes are itchy. This stuff that's happened for me recently and why the hiatus. I choose to share that with you because it's been a journey for me, and it's, again, not a victim mode. Like, I'm not a victim, but there's truth. Like, the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth, right? And that can never be denied. So my feelings about it may differ from another's, but the truth is the truth. The facts are the facts. So I will have a conversation with you all. And I said, like, that April timeframe made perfect sense to me. And I'm going to be probably extremely candid with all of you. So I hope you don't take that for granted, because that's a pretty vulnerable place for me to be in, to be honest with you. So yeah, check. I'm going to say, hold on. I'm in the US. I don't have any response on that. So I don't know, maybe in an hour or so, I will do that live about my hiatus. Hopefully it serves you all very well. And then later on, new moon, Aries, eclipse. We'll get into the astrology of all of that. And then I'll start getting some other videos out. Yes, Mel Robbins. Yes, watch some Mel Robbins, most definitely. Personals are going to be they're opening back up Monday. I will be in I don't want to say a better place. Like, I'm in a good place, but just self-care this weekend, right? And then getting to do this, just reconnecting with all of you, which I love. To join the channel members, it does. It's not $9.99 a month, I believe is what it is, but it's a month. So anything that gets posted is all for you there to see and view. You can go back and watch it as many times as you want to. And what else? That's pretty much it. I mean, that's it. So I'm just reading, you guys. I don't know what e-transfer is. I know. Thank you, Adam. Um, so everything, like if you do it through, you would have to do the channel memberships. Um, thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. The channel memberships are all paid through via a YouTube's platform. Channel donations can be made via YouTube as well. Otherwise, there's a couple links to I think Venmo and Cash App in the description box below as well. If all the electronic bank thing, everything's going through YouTube as far as the channel memberships go. Again, and I said too before, like there's a lot of things that are changing in the future for a positive, which I think it's going to give you guys more options. Um, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that's the way that it goes, okay? Bank to bank through. So I use the on a personal note for personal reads and stuff. I use Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. PayPal only if you're outside of the U.S. So, but the channel memberships is strictly through YouTube. So whatever they have you link through, I'm not real sure, honestly. I don't see that side of it. Hey, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right. I'm going to jump back on, I'd say probably in about an hour, hour and a half for the live, talk about my personal experience. Not sure about the time for the live for uh, oh yeah, Dawn, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. But we're gonna talk about some things, and I think that it's funny that Spirit brought up the date of April of 21. But I think that under this new moon, it's going to be very beneficial for all of you to hear um, a very significant story, right? Um, you don't get to, I've always said it, you don't, I didn't get to where I am because I got it right. I got here because I fucked shit up. We don't learn if we don't mess stuff up, right? Hi, Brittany. How are you? All right, guys, I'm going to go maybe get a bite to eat, refresh my coffee, of course, get a few things done, and I will join you all here in about an hour and a half for another live, and then this evening for channel members. We'll get into the Aries new moon, the eclipse. I'm so happy to hear how much, and I I get a lot of emails telling me how much I've made an effective uh, impact on other people. And um, I don't know, I'm forever grateful that you all share your journey with me. So thank you. I'm blessed. All right, guys, I'll see you here in a little while. Adam, Shatoya, Marilyn, mwah, love to you. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the ways you helped me here. And to everybody else, thank you for being a part of this, and those that have donated, made personal donations. You're amazing. Thank you for the ways you support me, because it does allow me to do this, right? Like without it, I mean, I have to live. There's no other way that I could do this. So thank you all. Sending you all much love. Take care. Happy eclipse season. See you soon. Bye-bye.